What's going on there, people? So it's Jay here. Today is Sunday, the 26th of October. I have been home for, I guess this is the third full day that I've been home. I got released from the hospital on Thursday evening, and my recovery continues pretty well, actually. I think for the most part I'm in a pretty good routine right now. I've been doing, obviously, a lot of resting. Most of my body's natural kind of energies are being used to healing internally and healing the incision sites and everything like that. I have this massive bruise, probably from the anti-clotting agents that they gave me, but it runs from, I know you can't really see, but from like it's all the way down my flank, and I'm not sure if it's, obviously there's metal instruments in my body and everything, but I called the doctor yesterday, the on-call oncologist, or urologist, I should say, at Jefferson, and sent him, or her rather, a picture of the bruise. And obviously the only concern was like internal bleeding, but I don't really have any other symptoms of that. I have no fever, I am not lightheaded, I don't really, I'm not overly weak. I'm pretty much normal weak right now, so I can't really complain. I have to say that for the most part, other than a couple of times, like last night I took some tramadol, but for the most part I've been living on, I've just been living on Tylenol, and that's about it. So I guess that's good. But, now I guess now that I've had time to kind of sit and think and really have no other time but to sit and think, I'm starting to come to terms with what happened. Obviously, from a mental standpoint, you realize that you're now missing an organ. And it's very easy to focus on that and say, well, I'm missing a kidney, and now how do I live with one kidney, and what's going to change? I'm going to have to drink less, I'm going to have to eat better, which I guess is not a bad thing in either case, but obviously people just want to be able to live their lives and not have to worry about anything like living with one kidney. But I talked to a friend of my wife's last night. She was her boss in one of her previous jobs, and they've kept in touch. She's had 8 surgeries for different things. She's had a lot of health problems over the years. So she was kind of like the pro of surgery, and with any questions that I had about different things that I felt, and it just felt good to talk to somebody who had a little bit of experience with going through the recovery periods and things like that and how you're supposed to feel. So, I really feel like everything's going well with that. But she really was talking about, you have to focus on not on the fact that you don't have a kidney, but for the reason why they removed the kidney. The reason why this happened. You had cancer. It's as simple as that. You had cancer on your kidney. There weren't many options as far as what was going to happen. You couldn't say, well, don't remove my kidney or don't do anything about it. You can't do that. That's not the way it works. It has to be taken care of. So from a mental standpoint, you think about that, and that kind of clears away the slightly pissed off feeling, because at first I was pissed off. When my wife told me that first night when I had just woken up, literally was just kind of becoming coherent from the painkillers and from everything that I'd gone through that earlier that day, the day of the surgery, I mean. And I turned to her and I said, nobody told me anything. What happened? Did everything go okay? And she told me that they had to take the whole kidney for reasons of the doctor felt safety-wise that was the best move. I was a little pissed off. I was like, well, shit, that wasn't the plan. The plan was to just take it out and preserve the kidney, and that's what you were hoping was going to happen. So, yeah, I was a little pissed off, and I was starting to think about it in terms of like, well, this is my life. It's not the surgeon's life, and but then talking to her last night, I did kind of have that understanding that, what, I mean, they had to go in there. There was no telling what was going to happen once they went in there. And now, it's out and it's gone. It's out of my body. And hopefully never to return. And as long as you keep telling yourself that, you will be okay.